All right, what's going on, everyone? Today, we have a super easy and quick video for you. So, we are going to be installing some gaskets, which is awesome. These are going to be for the Vtec solenoid, which these are gaskets that no one really cares to do and forgets. It is very important to have them in here, so let's get into it. Now, we've had some pretty old and busted ones. I'll show you the difference between them, but gaskets are not supposed to look like this. These are rubber. Look at that, like, rebound. It's still, it shouldn't be like that. Like, if you can crush it and it still looks like that, not good. So here is the Vtec solenoid, and here's everything we're gonna be getting into. So 10 millimeter, we're gonna take all of it. All right, and then we have these ones on the side as well that we'll be able to get off too. While we're looking at it, there's one here, one down here, and one right there. Those three come off, and then this whole thing will come off. So we got this out. We already undid these a little bit. You wanna make sure you grab here, pull that little tab, so that way you can take this off that little bracket. That way now we can take this out. Okay, so here's a perfect example of the old one and the new one. Here's the old one. We're gonna fold it. It's still bent. Here is the new one. See how that springs back? That is what we're looking for. All right, so we wanna make sure that all mating surfaces are cleaned up, looking good. So we wanna make sure there's no gasket, filler or anything on here as well. So just make sure all this is cleaned up and looking nice and clean, just like that. So here is the part number for that O-ring that we were talking about. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. I'm gonna open this up real quick and then we're gonna go ahead and install it. So if you guys wanna pause it, here is what this looks like. All right, so we got that out. Looking very good. So now we can go ahead and basically line it up. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that all of this fits in there, which, look at that. This is why I love OEM parts. Honda parts fit just flawlessly. So we are all set there. And then basically, we're gonna go ahead and line it up and get those on there. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that this little plunger is right here. So we want to make sure that we get that in, and then we'll be able to put in our screws like so, and then we'll tighten those down accordingly so that way it's all even pressure, so that way it snugs right in. Got that hand tight, everything's looking pretty level. So now this one just gonna be a 10 millimeter that we're gonna go ahead and use a socket on, and then we'll be able to get that tightened down. All right, make sure we're on the on position, and we're just tightening things down. Making sure that everything is even. There we go. I have not looked up the torque spec for these yet, so I will get to that in a moment, but we want to make sure that it's at least nice and tight. This is aluminum, so do not over tighten them, because this will cause problems. And you will strip it, and then you will have issues. Okay, so here is the next gasket that we're gonna be working with. Here's the part number, so if you guys want to pause it, you can use this. But here's what we're gonna be using for the next option, or the next gasket here. And that's gonna go right in there. So we're gonna fit that perfectly. Gotta remember, it does have a little bit of a strainer here that's gonna go right here to stop any of the debris getting in. All right, and then like before, here's the old and the new. This one's looking very old and crusty. It's also doing the same thing to where it takes forever for it to bounce back, and where this one does not. So we're gonna go ahead and install the new one. This one's also pretty self-explanatory. You just line it up, push it on, and that is it. And again, I love OEM gaskets because it fits perfectly every time. All right, so we want to make sure that this whole thing is going to be a good mating surface as well. So we want to make sure that we get that clean, full of oil, remove all that debris that's in there. I'm pretty sure this one was the one that didn't. It had debris in it and I took it out. Debris, whichever the case may be. I always want to make sure that is cleaned. There was a lot of shavings in there that I had previously, so just wanted to triple check. All right, so now we can take those 3 screws, bolts, take the bolts, and we're gonna go ahead and slide them on. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand tight them. There we go, and then that one should follow suit. All right, so we got the infamous 10 millimeter, and now we can go in and do this one. And there we go. Make sure it's nice and snug. I'll get the torque specs here in a second. All right, so got the torque wrench. It is set for 7 foot-pounds because we do not want to over tighten this. Checked every bolt. We are looking good. This one is nice and tight. We are all set. Oh, all right. There we go. We're all set. And that is how we install that. Then the last thing we want to make sure, we slide that in, and that's it. We are all set. Everything's nice and snug. We are looking good. So yeah, super easy video today. Just wanted to get something out there. But we are working on getting this all finished up. I have some bushings that we're gonna be working on, just a lot of different things that we're trying to get here. So it's gonna take some time trying to slowly get this thing up. My goal is to get this done by May. So I have 2 months because it is April 2nd right now at the time of this video. So yeah, need to get this thing up and running. Yeah, slowly but surely, we are getting there. And then hopefully we'll be able to get this engine fixed. And then once that's done, goes in, then we should be good. So fingers crossed. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe. I just want to build this channel, so if you guys can do me a favor, that would be amazing. And I'll see you guys on the next one.